United Kingdom, UK has reduced its military aid to Israel, an action the country said it took to prevent international human violation. The UK Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, made this known on Monday. There have been massive protests in Israel, especially since on Sunday, as thousands of the Israelis also held a nationwide strike to demand a Gaza ceasefire on Monday, hours after hundreds of thousands of people gathered in some of the biggest protests since the Gaza war began. United States of America, USA President Joe Biden, also on Monday said that he thinks the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not doing enough to secure the release of the hostages still in the captivity of the Palestinian fighters, Hamas. When asked if he thought PM Netanyahu had done enough to secure a hostage deal between Israel and Hamas, President Biden answered, no. Biden made the remark to reporters after the weekend, during which the bodies of 6 hostages executed by Hamas were found in a Gaza tunnel. Among those discovered was the body of 23-year-old American-Israeli Harsh Goldberg Polin, whose parents had publicly pleaded for the return of their son. The pair had brought their personal appeal to the Democratic National Convention, where they were received with a standing ovation. British citizen Andrew Wynne has reacted to the allegation made against him by the Nigeria police force that he plotted during the End Bad Governance protest to overthrow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying, "Protest is not a treasonable act, hence the government should set free all the 10 protesters whom some of them were arraigned before Federal High Court sitting in Abuja for terrorism and treasonable felony on Monday." According to the letter, as reported by Sahara Reporters, the Briton who was accused of inciting insurrection against President Bola Tinubu's government urged the Nigerian government not to treat protests as treason. Andrew's bookshop, located at the Abuja headquarters of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, was previously raided and sealed. Sahara Reporters added that part of the bogus charges against him involved enabling some End Bad Governance protesters with intent to destabilize Nigeria. In a statement on the letterhead of his bookshop, Povey wrote, "Protest is not treason, release all the detainees." The mass protests over End Bad Governance and end hunger frightened the government. But rather than addressing the people's demands, the government turned to repression. Povey further stated, "Perhaps 40 people were murdered by the police and other security forces, thousands were arrested and many still remain in captivity." In Abuja, Nigeria government through the Office of the Inspector General of Police, IGP, has alleged that one British national, Andrew Wynne, made attempt to overthrow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu following the investigation of some senior staff of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC. The Nigeria Police Force on Monday declared the British national identified as Andrew Wynne aka Andrew Povich or Drew Povey, wanted for allegedly plotting to overthrow the President Bola Tinubu-led government. The force public relations officer, ACP Muyiwa Adejobi, in a statement said, following extensive intelligence gathering and collaboration with other security agencies, 9 suspects have been apprehended, who received substantial financial backing from foreign sources to destabilize the country. Preliminary findings suggest the orchestrated and funded violent protests, disseminated false information, and engaged in other unlawful activities to create anarchy and justify their illegal plot to overthrow the democratically elected government. Investigations have identified a foreign mercenary, Andrew Wynne, also known as Andrew Povich or Drew Povey, a British national, who built a network of sleeper cells to topple the government and plunge the nation into chaos. He rented a space at Labour House, Abuja, for an Ivory Valley bookshop, and established stars of
Osazuwa Radio, bringing you the news in a more digital way.